Hello everyone, welcome to my walkthrough video of the Masnoi chatbot that I created, that me and my team worked upon and ideated on. So today we're just gonna go through the technical side of the prototype that we made, and I'm gonna explain the architecture as well as the code, and I'll show you the project and working. First of all, let's talk about what it actually is. So, what is it? Masnoi is basically a company that provides AI automation to businesses. Now, that was our pitch. So, we went to a company, we pitched them about what we could do, and we got them to agree. That was a lengthy process. We had to reach out to multiple organizations, and it was a hard process, but we got through that eventually. And then the next phase was prototyping. So here we are now. Basically, we created a WhatsApp chatbot that's connected to WhatsApp through a Meta API. So Meta provides APIs that lets uh, third-party services connect to WhatsApp or a specific phone number. That is, you can get APIs for a specific phone number from Meta officially. So this is not a working, like not connected to WhatsApp. This works, of course. Everything works, and everything is perfectly as we ideated. But this is just not connected to WhatsApp yet. We can and we will connect it to WhatsApp later on when this prototype is actually uh, launched. So first of all, I'm not gonna go into code. I'm gonna go ahead and show you the working, and then I'll explain the code. uh, I will have to do a couple of things for this. It's quite complicated. I'll have to run some services. Let me just do that real quick. While that is happening, I'll run app.py, which is our main application. Oops, sorry, Python app.py. This is running. Now I have to serve it. Llama serve. It's already served. So now our application is actually live on localhost 5000. So we're using Flask. So Flask allows us Flask and request. So this allows us to achieve this, to link first of all different applications through API and then host it. So if we go here now, we can see what this actually is. So this is just a demo interface. So the dashboard is actually what we planned it to be, but the live chat section is a demo. So this is how WhatsApp looks like, and this is how it would work. So I can just go here and type hello, and the chatbot will actually respond to me, and this is all running on the computer. This is actually artificial intelligence running on my computer. This is not connected to a different on ChatGPT or whatever third-party services. As you can see, the Wi-Fi is turned off. There's no connection, and there are no specific keywords that I'm using to get a specific answer. This is all being done in the computer locally, and the artificial intelligence model is actually running inside of the computer, and that is actually our strong point. So we don't have to buy expensive subscriptions from OpenAI, Anthropic, and whatnot. So that's how it works. I can go ahead and ask another question about what the timing is. What is the timing? As you can see, it's pretty quick. It's quicker than humans. It's accurate, and well, it works. It works well. It does its job, and it does its job really, really, really good. So this is how it works. This is what it is in actuality. And for the company, this is what the dashboard looks like. So over in the dashboard, we have all of the information that is required, that is needed for the client, such as messages handled, auto resolved, meaning how many percentage of the conversation did the bot actually resolve on its own without having to escalate it to a human. So that's what this is. Average response time escalated to human stuff. So that's out of that 100%, 23 of those were escalated to a human. That means that the AI couldn't handle them, because first of all, number one, they could be a complaint, because bot cannot take complaints. You have to, if you want to complain, then you have to go to a human, because the company that we worked with was serious about their customers, so that's what they wanted. Or if it's a sensitive message, if it's sensitive information, then it will be escalated to a human rather than it being resolved through a bot. Second of all, message volume, last 7 days, whatever, we can change it to last month, last year, or whatever the timeline is, whatever is required for us. Recent conversations. Now this is basically a summary of what happened. So what customer asked what, and what's the status. Was it auto resolved? Was it escalated? What was the response time? What was the query? What was the answer? And everything like that. And well, this is just the workflow. So the live chat and the workflow are not actually part of it, because this is just I made it so we can explain. And the live chat is basically what will be happening on WhatsApp, not here, on WhatsApp directly. Dashboard is what the company will have access to. Workflow, if you go in workflow, basically what happens is the customer sends a WhatsApp message, bot receives it. Second, analyze, the AI runs the query and the information that it has, the system prompt that it has. It can either be a system prompt, or it can either be a say a database. It can be a vector database that it can pull, information for the LLM. After that, the LLM generates a response and replies, and if necessary, it escalates. And so after every conversation, the bot actually learns and it actually adapts. So that's what our strong point is. Now, this is all running locally. Our model is being showed here. This is for information for the company that they would need. So let me go ahead and explain the code itself. Okay, so now I will go through the code and try to explain what we actually did. First of all, what are our requirements? We have the requirements of flask cores, and requests. We do need Ulama, but we cannot write that here since this is a requirements.txt for the libraries, not external dependencies. So we need Ulama, which is basically a service that allows you to run LLMs locally. We're using a Qwen 2.5 1.5 billion parameter model, pretty efficient and small. So the first thing that I'll go through is basically HTML, which is, well, the front end. there's the front end and there's the back end. App.py is the back end. This is the front end. This is what actually being showed right here. So this is just the HTML that's the front end that's connected to our back end, which is what? Which is this, which is an LLM running locally. Now, how do you do that? We use Flask. We use a service that allows us to connect different APIs. So what's happening is Ollama basically provides its own API, which serves at this place 127.0.0.1 11434. This is where it's being served, localhost 11434. This is where it's being hosted, and yeah, that's Ollama's own API, but we need an API to connect the front end to the back end. We can connect we cannot directly connect these two applications together. We cannot directly connect Ollama together. So that's what's happening over here exactly. And there is a system prompt. As we know, whenever we're using an LLM, we need to provide a prompt. If we ask, if the prompt is hello, then the LLM is going to respond hello, how are you, or whatever the response is. So there are two types of prompts, user prompt and system prompt. A system prompt is a pre-written fixed prompt that always goes to the LLM. This is always being processed by the LLM, and whatever the user query is, that's what it responds to. It does not respond to the system prompt, but it needs the system prompt. Now we can either put the information or whatever in the information prompt, or we can create an extensive database that I have also created for another project, but since the requirements didn't ask for it, so a system prompt is enough for right now. So the system prompt goes to the LLM, the user prompt goes to the LLM, it processes that, which is basically connected to Ollama. Ollama is running that comes back, the processed the output comes back, and that's what's being showed over to the front end. And this is basically a way of connecting these services. This is not rocket science. This is just simple use of Python to create something so fun and so useful that people are not doing this. And this was our project. We did extensive research and coming up with what we had to do and how to pitch it and how to explain and everything. And honestly, I think we did a really good job. And that would be it for my walkthrough video. I'll explain the rest in my development document, as I have spent quite a lot of time on that.